Well, we're going to turn our attention to a story that we've been following for a couple of months now as a Newport Beach couple had a goal, and that goal was a lofty one, to climb the tallest mountain in the world, Mount Everest, and raise money for disabled athletes. We first met Paul and his wife Denise Fejtek last April when they were training on our own local mountains for the climb of a lifetime. Paul has a special challenge. He was born with limited use of his right hand and his arm. Dr. Bruce Hensel is now with us in the studio to tell us how they did.
Oh, that's right, Chuck. Paul and Denise say as hard as they prepared for the climb, there was absolutely no way they could have known how difficult it would have been. They wore cameras on their snow helmets, which captured some of their journey.
Winds are howling, you've got big gloves on, you've got hand warmers.
You doing, honey?
And you're trying to trick your body into going and going and going.
Yeah, me too.
And that was just the beginning. Paul and Denise arrived at base camp in Nepal and pitched a tent at 18,000 feet.
The day in, day out, constantly climbing to higher altitudes, gasping for air, and the never-ending upward movement was a challenge.
Ladder here, toe and heel.
They climbed through the Khumbu icefall at 19,000 feet, one of the most dangerous stages of the ascent. The glacier that forms the icefall moves at such speed that large crevices open with little warning.
We actually had an avalanche come down not too far from us, and it was definitely one of those moments where you just thank God that we weren't a little bit lower down.
After 2 months of climbing up and down the mountain every day so their bodies would acclimate, they were ready to go for the summit. But was the weather going to allow it?
There was a typhoon that was gaining momentum up above the Bay of Bengal near India, so that was threatening to cause a real problem and dump a lot of snow.
They took the risk and went for it. They trekked up the mountain for 18 hours straight. Then, finally,
Such an exhilarating feeling, somewhat surreal, to stand on the very highest point on Earth.
now after they reached the summit, believe it or not, they still had 6.5 hours that they needed to climb down the mountain. They made it home. Now, Paul made a claw with a hook that he bought at Home Depot to help him with the climb, but he didn't even need it. He said, though, knowing it was there gave him the confidence to climb Everest in the first place. Paul and Denise raised more than $100,000 for Challenged Athletes Foundation as a result of their incredible climb. Back to you.
Terrific story, Dr. Bruce. And as you pointed out, the video was spectacular.
Find out what that camera is.
Can you
Gotta
imagine
get one of those. Yeah.
walking across one of those on that ladder?
Great story.
Wow.
Great home videos. Wow.
All right, Beverly Hills, swimming pools, movie stars, and of course, fashion. Coming up next right here, a new boutique on Rodeo Drive, catering to the high-tech crowd.